Friends, we're in Port Angeles today on the bicycle and going to take a trip on the Olympic Discovery Trail towards Sequim. We are now descending down into the foggy, gloomy Port Angeles Harbor at the 9/11 Memorial Waterfront Park, formerly known as Francis Street Park. And directly ahead you'll see that little column there that is tilted to an oblique angle. That is actually a piece of the World Trade Center that was destroyed on September 11, 2001. And now we descend this rather steep one-lane trail that you actually can go down and park at the bottom here. There's a couple of spots and a bicycle westbound on the trail, but it's foggy. I've heard ship foghorns all morning long, and now we are going to be popping out onto the trail here just west of the old ITT Ranier pulp mill site and get onto the trail, which we can't see much of at all because it is really foggy. So at this point I don't see any reason to continue this even in time warp in this section here, because it's just going to look gloomy. So we'll wait until a little later when we're farther east. We're going to have a good ride today, and I'll tell you more about that in a little bit, but let's turn this camera off for now. Friends, I'm at the Deer Park Loop, the little underpass or tunnel that goes under Highway 101 just east of Morse Creek, and I'm going to leave the Olympic Discovery Trail and go out onto the shoulder of the Highway 101. It's a 4-lane divided highway. It's pretty safe. The shoulder is like 6-7 feet wide, so we're going to go out there, get a little time in so we can head on down to the area around Dungeness. And we haven't showed you that on the bicycle on the videos before. We've showed you the Olympic Discovery Trail plenty of times, so we're just going to move on ahead here. We'll put her back into time lapse for our little journey on the highway and then on to Old Olympic Highway. So I'm at the side of Old Olympic Highway now, and we're looking south. Blue Mountain is right directly ahead, over 6,000 feet high. And the ones over here, Tyler Peak, Baldy, and Grey Wolf Ridge, the ones with snow on them. And that's on the right of what I said was Blue Mountain, is Maiden Peak, the beginning of the Grand Ridge, and back that way is Klahani Ridge, back toward Port Angeles. So I stopped at the Agnew Grocery, which is right there, had a snack, had something for a little bit later, and I'm just contemplating what I'm going to do. There's fog. I don't know if you can hear me. I'll voice toward the camera, but there's fog down at the waterfront down at Dungeness, I believe, and so I'm not sure if I want to go down that way yet. We'll keep heading that way on the trail, or on the old highway here on the shoulder, which is pretty safe. I've gone about 12 miles today so far. It's a pretty nice day if you get away from the water, but there is fog down close to the Strait of Juan de Fuca still. 12 miles exactly now on my journey today. I'm averaging about 10.7, and my fastest speed was 26.3. That obviously must have been downhill. It's now 11:33 in the morning, and I've been riding for about 67 minutes, hour and 7 minutes. I've got a lot of electrolyte drinks mixed up in my pack, 2 full Nalgene bottles. I got a bottle of Powerade there at the grocery store, but it's a little bit too cold for me. I couldn't drink very much of it. And then I had a cookie, a big cookie. This road here was rebuilt sometime in the last 15 years, and it really made the shoulder a lot wider and safer here. And I think we're bucking a little bit of a headwind here, or either that or the wind's out of the north. It was out of the north yesterday, and I think it was supposed to be today. So you're gonna get that no matter which way you go, west or east. Can't escape it. At Bar Road, halfway pretty much between Port Angeles and Sequim, side of the Agnew soccer fields, and that is the start point of the Olympic Discovery Half Marathon. So it's about 13 miles back to City Pier. They have to run around a little bit to make up the difference, but it's basically 13.1 from this area here. This part of the road here from Bar Road up to Cameron, I think it is the newest piece of old Olympic highway. It's got this nice wide shoulder. Used to be just a little itty bitty. My right calf is cramping a little bit. I might have to stop and stretch it. And this is a brand new bridge here. This used to be really narrow. You'd have to time it out to when the cars behind you weren't coming, so you could dash across this bridge, which was no wider than the white line in the old times. I think I'm going to take a left-hand turn onto Cameron Road, and we're going to go down towards the water. That's because I used to ride this way all the time, and I haven't in many, many years. Oh, here I'm timing out my crossing, and I don't even have the road right. There we go, it's right up there. I'll probably have to slow down now. I got cars behind me, and it is kind of tricky to cross roads. This is different from riding on the Discovery Trail. Beware of the traffic. The gravel on the shoulder where driveways are, just like this is ahead. Clear behind, clear behind, clear behind. Now clear in front after the white one. Check the shoulder and cross. Okay, here we go. On to Cameron Road. So we're going north. Rooster. Guy on the left there with a post hole digger. Put a new fence in. This is true rustic living out here. But I will say that it is unfortunate that such rich farm country has been taken over by residential housing. It is short-sighted, and it will come back to bite us someday. This is just a great area to bicycle. So much flatter than the Port Angeles area. Oh, look at this field on the right. My goodness. Oh, my nose fixed. Smells that already. Gonna have a sneeze shortly, I'll bet. Whoa. Okay, now we will take a right-hand 90-degree turn as we get blasted by the wind. And the famous Woodcock Road. Let's run straight ahead for 4 or 5 miles, I think. It might even be more than that. Those gorgeous views on the right there. I started riding this bike back in 2005, and in that year and building up to 2006, I got myself up to, I rode the bike in 2006 I believe it was about 3,826 miles, and that was my all-time most in a year. I used to come down and I'd get done working at about 6, and I'd get on the bike and I'd come down here and I'd haul as fast as I could on that, basically the same route that I've come today. You know, get onto this section that takes you out to Dungeness, back into Sequim, and haul as fast as I could. I think it's about 30 miles, maybe it's 25, I don't know, but I'd do that, you know, 4 or 5 times a week, and then I'd catch the Clown Transit bus in time to take basically that time, which was the last bus of the evening, quarter after, 20 after 8. You know, good fast 2-hour and 20-minute ride on this upright bike, which you can't go as fast as if you've got a real road bike, but still, good workout. And I needed it at that time. I had a lot of family losses in that year, so I rode a lot. Keep your mind off of things like that. Long since in the past, though. All right, we're now approaching the intersection of Woodcock Road and Kitchen Dick Road, which is probably the most stolen road sign in the history of the United States. In fact, it's actually here today. I'm surprised. So we're gonna have to be careful here because we've got this intersection where there's more cars on this section of Woodcock. Here we go, Kitchen Dick Road, Woodcock Road. And oh, let's come to full stop there so I don't get run over. Alrighty, let's cross before I get run over by that car. Pretty strong north wind. And the north wind is just like a hose leading into a freezer because it is cold. I don't know what the temperature is up here. Today is probably in the 60s, but down here by the waterfront it's got to be down really close to the 50s. Beautiful pond on the left there and on the right. Must be trash day in this area. Bon John View Way, a private road. Bon John Pass is the name of a road pass on Forest Service Road 28, which goes, I believe, between the Dungeness and the upper Quilcene, or maybe the big Quilcene watersheds. You use that Bon John Pass to get up into the trailheads for Mount Zion. That's one I haven't done before, Mount Zion. Well, there's said garbage truck. getting pretty close to making another right-hand turn. Another 90-degree turn on a section line. And you can see up ahead, that basically ahead there, to the right of the tree line, that's right directly ahead of this shoulder here, that's out at the water. That's the cliff that leads down onto the beach at Dungeness. Buckhorn Road, that's named for another mountain up there, Buckhorn Mountain. That's one of our videos that we did when we camped up by Marmot Pass. Okay, small shoulder now, and cars right behind me. And they're being good motorists by going around me. Of course, they're cyclists. They got cycles on the back of their car. There's a little private airstrip on the left here. I'd show you, but I can't take my hands off the bars now. Cars around. Oh, there it is right there. That's an airstrip. Now we turn the right-hand corner. We got bicycles ahead on the other shoulder. I'll have to give them a wave. Okay, on the left, Dungeness County Park entrance. Voice of America Road. The county park, and there's a county vehicle. So this is flat as a board, good surface. So I'm cruising along here at 15 miles an hour. That's what makes it fun to come out here on these roads, is it's flat, you can haul, and it's fun. I've been out here for a long time. I'm thinking on a bicycle, maybe at least 9-10 years. Nobody behind me right now. Stand up for a minute. Rest the tush. Let blood get back into everything and everywhere. That's one thing you need to do if you're a cyclist, both men and women, is make sure that you stand up every once in a while. And that's why I've got a seat that's got the ergonomic seat. It's got a little groove right down the middle that's about so wide, and it supposedly allows your blood vessels down there in your nether region to be able to not be crushed, and then you don't lose any feeling anywhere. Okay, I got somebody walking on the shoulder here, so I'm going to make sure that I sound my bell so I don't startle her. Hello.
Hi.
Okay, that's the Hogback Road on the right, and this is Lotzgesell Road. Okay, I need to make a shift here. It's pretty steep. A little bit down more. There we go. An old abandoned house on the left. It's been abandoned for quite some time, I would think. Okay, we're reaching the top here. Of course, just down to the right there. Not much noise, but off to the right, I keep thinking I'm hearing a helicopter. And I've got a car coming up behind me. British Columbia license. Visitor from Canada. Okay, back in the upper ring now. And I got up too high of a gear too soon. Goes back uphill. Okay, Dungeness Bay Cottages, 1 mile on the left. Another beautiful field on the left. Now, if we were to go straight and keep on Lotzgesell Road, we could actually go down to the Olympic Game Farm. But instead, we're going to turn left and go another 90-degree, probably on a section line, and go onto Cays Road. Whoa, this is going fast, and so is this one. I gotta come around. Yeah, 35 miles up, bet. More like 45 is what we were doing there. Thank you, sir. Appreciate it. Guy waving me through. $35-mile-an-hour speed limit on here, but yeah, they're going 35 if I'm 6'8". The only way I'm 6'8" is if I'm standing on the pedals of this bicycle, which I am right now. So this will take us down a hill rather rapidly into the wind. But it seems to be retreating because I'm not seeing fog at the waterfront like we saw down in the Port Angeles area, where we literally had to turn the camera off, so I just wasn't showing you a fog. That it got real old real quick. So again, going north, we're on Cays Road. That doesn't come from the highway. The direct route from the highway in this area right here comes from Carlsberg Road. Then it goes into Old Olympic. Then Old Olympic swoops around and turns into Cays Road before bearing off itself to the right and going east into Sequim. So very soon we will be down at the waterfront, or at the top of the cliff anyway, approaching Dungeness. New Dungeness, as Captain George Vancouver called it. He thought it reminded him of Dungeness, England, so that's what he called it, New Dungeness. Okay, no shoulder here, so a lot of quaint little summer homes and vacation homes along this section here with beautiful views. Yeah, there's fog off to the left here at the water. I'll show you a little bit of it here. That's Dungeness Bay. Dungeness Spit is off on the other side, but we're not going to see that. Dungeness Bay cottages. Juan de Fuca cottages. Yes, there is room at the inn. I love it. So we're again cruising along 13.8, and lots of bikes enjoying this section. They're riders anyway. Off to the left, down below, is called Klein Spit. There we go, grab the GoPro here. That goes down below. I'm not going to go down there. there's not much room to maneuver. Just a little road with a boat ramp on it. And you can't see much, especially on this foggy day down here. So we'll cruise along here for a couple more minutes, and then we're going to shift onto a different road. Clark Road on the right, Klein Spit Road, right. As much fun as I'm having today, I'm wondering why I haven't come down here and this long. Olympic Straits Drive, private road. Going about 15.1 miles an hour. Fog almost looks like smoke on the mud flats down below. Starts to climb, so I've got to shift down. This guy's got a really great yard here, all of the shrubs. Okay, I'm gonna crest this hill. If we did a almost U-turn onto this road here, the Oyster House Road leads down to a pretty big parking area, some restrooms, place to walk down there at the waterfront. Not gonna go down there, gonna keep going. I think it's Twin View Road here. Somewhere along here, I'm not going to say where, I'm not positively sure, but I'm not going to say who it is, but there's a 1970s, 80s TV celebrity who has a home in this area. I'm not going to say anything closer out of respect to them. Okay, East Anderson Road, the intersection. Man, that is a beautiful sight there. I get across this road though so I don't get hit by oncoming traffic. Yeah, that was Twin View Drive back there. River's End Road on the left. Basically, a lot of the homeowners and property owners down there were bought out so they could reclaim the estuary down there for salmon purposes. And this is a bridge across the mighty Dungeness River. Short but steep. It's got the highest drop in elevation for any river on the peninsula, if I remember correctly. The old Dungeness schoolhouse on the right. It's been here since the 1890s. And that's the intersection with Town Road. That's probably the first road that went from Dungeness to Sequim. Oh, that was a big snap. I hope that was just a rock. I'm going to find out about that pretty soon if it wasn't. Looked like rocks to me though. And then the Sequim-Dungeness Way goes off to the left and the right. That is the newest version of the road between Dungeness and Sequim. It's Friendly Lane. It's a private road, a happy place. I just made that up, but... So now we've changed directions from eastbound as we were heading along the water there. And now we're doing kind of a south-southeast heading and heading towards Sequim. I gotta stand up again. Primrose Lane, Primrose Lane. That really was a song from the 50s. What is this here? The Dungeness Ranch Pet Resort. Vincent Van Gogh Place. No ear on the road there or anything. Oh my goodness. It's gonna be almost time to stop for some tasty Powerade here. Since our last ride, I Got 2 new batteries for the GoPro. One I had in the GoPro for a couple of days, and it sucked down like about 45% of the battery just being in the camera. So lesson learned there. Don't load the batteries till it's time to go. Because the second new battery was 100% when I changed it at the Agnew store. What do we have here? Brigadoon Boulevard. Brigadoon, Brigadoon. They'll back up to about 15.1, 15.3. So we're going to be taking a left, going off of Sequim-Dungeness Ray. I don't remember the name of the road we're going on to. I know it's there, but it's been so long since I've been down here, I can't tell you what the name of it is. It goes past 7 old dead trees, and I think they call it the 7 snags or the 5 snags or something like that. Okay, I got cars behind me. Kind of hard to see in the rear view mirror because the shoulder is rather rough. It's bouncing around all over the place. Whoa, boss. Yikes. Okay, I think I steered through it. Without hitting it. Jamestown Road is the name of it, and it's on the left here. It's clear behind, clear in front. And you can probably see those snags right there. I got a corner up ahead here, and I got 2 bicycles just came around it coming this way. This is a real popular bicycle route as it's flat and scenic. Okay, make that right turn. It's pretty much a 90. This is just a beautiful area. The hay bales in there. Getting close to the 2-hour mark on our journey today. Hello. Hello. Now this road doesn't run directly south, but it's more like a south-southwest. And just ahead, here about a quarter mile, we're going to be faced with a choice of left or right on Woodcock Road again. This is Wilcox Lane here. Comes off of Jamestown Road. And so I think I've got somebody behind me too, not too far, so I don't have too long to make my choice here. Yeah, the property on the left is the Cays Marsh Farms, and it's clear, so we're going to go out to the left here onto Woodcock Road, and it's going to be shifting directions again. Cays Marsh Farm there on the left. There's a series of up and down hills on this road up ahead. Cays Marsh. So all the houses that border the road here on the right are on the Sunland Golf Course. You can see somebody in that little gap right there golfing with a cart. I never have golfed with a cart. I always thought it was defeated the purpose of golfing if you didn't walk. But I haven't golfed for quite some time. At least 25 years. Golf. My chiropractor asked me one time, "Do you golf?" And I said no. He said, "Good." Yeah, there's two people through the trees there on the fairway. There's a green right there. I don't know which one. So this just goes up and down, up and down. And if I remember right, it's easier to come the other way than it is this way. You've got to really crank up some of these little hills. Which is fine. I need the exercise anyway. I took some more Powerade when I was in the break. Oh, this one's steep. Holy moly. All right. That's get a run at this one as much as we can. Whoa, there was an absolutely enormous anthill on the right. Rivaled Buckhorn Mountain. I gotta go to the lowest ring on this baby. This steep. There's a green right there on the left. Or excuse me, on the right. Beastie. Madigan Road. Okay, so yeah, Mount Townsend directly ahead. That big one that we're looking at in the distance there is Gray Wolf and Baldy, and in the distance in between that gap, that's Mount Cameron. And those are actually glaciers on that. There aren't many glaciers left in the park other than Mount Anderson and Mount Olympus, but there are some small ones on the north side of Mount Cameron, and you can see those right now. Okay, so if I remember right, there is a real steep drop off here and then another hill on the other side. So we are going to haul down this hill and scream up the other side as much as we can. And I hope there's no deer down there crossing the road. I know it's steep here, but I chickened out there. I had to put on the brakes. I haven't gone that fast in a while. I was like 32 and increasing, so discretion is the better part of valor on that. And besides, there was a pretty good hole there down at the bottom, so I don't regret slowing down. And like I say, you never know when a deer is going to step out of the brush there. That's this gully, and those like it, that's their hiding places, especially on a warm day. I hear somebody coming behind me here pretty soon, I think. Okay, I gotta switch down more. I'm in my lowest gear now. Somebody behind me really hesitant to come around me on this narrow road. Whatever you do, Don't ever give a hand signal to somebody in a situation like that to come forward, because if you do that and they hit somebody, you become liable for that. Wow, that was a steep one. Okay, so that takes us out of the gully, puts us up in the farmland on the northeast side of Sequim. Catch my breath here. Freshly cut field of hay on the right. Gone 25.8 miles so far today, averaging about 11.7, which is pretty darn fast for me anyway. It's 12:40 in the afternoon. Gray Marsh Lane. And this will take us to Port Williams Road. This is a beautiful sight to the right. I gotta slow down. I got a car coming from the left here. Okay, he's turning. She's turning, I guess. All right, here we go. On to Port Williams Road. Four kids in a sedan during school hours. Obviously, they're doing public service work. Yeah. Oh, when I get past there. This is basically the largest chunk of farmland, and it says right here, preserved farmland, North Olympic Land Trust. Here, here, thank goodness. Okay, Port Williams Road goes straight ahead. Marlin Nelson County Park is down at the end of the road at the water, and we turn right onto Schmuck Road. It's just gorgeous out here. Directly ahead, of course, way up, you see Mount Townsend, Tyler Peak. Blue Mountain is straight ahead there. Eagle Point, Clahoney Ridge, and these wonderful wonderful farm fields. A lot of times you can see the Sequim elk herd in these fields, but they hide quite a ways from the road here. And I would think that during this time of year they might be venturing out of town and up. I don't know, maybe they do stick around here all the time, which would be unfortunate. Oh, check that out to the, I don't know if I can get the camera around enough there, but there's a windmill there, rather large one at that. So over to the left, there's the mountain on the left with the towers is Blend Mountain. I'll stand up here, got a couple of cars coming, and somebody with a really super bright yellow vest, or orange vest I should say, on a bicycle. So we'll go along here straight south for a bit, and then we're going to dip down into another little estuary, and we'll have to climb out the other side. And that's going to bring us out to West Sequim Bay Road. Giving a wave to another bicyclist. cool down here. So up and out of this canyon, oh, those are crows making that weird noise. Well, this may be scenic down here, but you really have to work for it getting out of these holes. And yes, a dairy farm down below with quite pungent odors, if you know what I mean. Whew. The Methane Express. Okay, I got somebody coming behind me here. Gotta drift over a little bit. Not much more to go. Okay, finally up and out. And it's called Skunk Hollow Road. Okay, now going directly grid south. And we are now on the east side of Sequim. West Sequim Bay Road is ahead. So it's about 1 o'clock. Fairly warm. About 2:27 on our timer for our ride. And this was Washington Harbor Road we were on ever since we were down at the bottom of that last gully. So going directly west on West Sequim Bay Road. Oh, I didn't. And we're going to take a right turn onto Rhodefer Road, and that'll put us on the Olympic Discovery Trail. I could have went straight ahead and went on to Washington Street. I'm not going to deal with downtown Sequim traffic on that road. Not on the road, no way. Just not very safe. There. I got another bike coming the other side here. Hi there. We're going to go on this side. There's pretty big holes here. Wow. That thing is pretty rugged. Just a feeling that that is not very stable. I'm not going to go around that way. I'm going this way. I'm going to cut this off and go by the James Center. I'm looking down there to the right and I see a couple of bicycles. Where did I see those two bikes earlier today? Oh, yeah. It was back when I was on Old Olympic Highway. They were coming out of the gully at Siebert's Creek. Pretty sure that's them. The colors of the bicycle look about the same. Of course, they have motors on their bike, so it wouldn't be very difficult for them to traverse a lot more area than I did. Let's go this way. This is Blake Avenue at First Street. And so we're looking directly west. Up to First Street at North Sequim Avenue. Yikes, as I almost crash. All right, let's get back on the road here. Yeah, they improved this road here. It was just all caved in and beat up. It's been completely replaced now, bike lanes on both sides. All right, friends, we're approaching 7th Avenue. We're going to go south, get something for lunch. And just in case I decide to wrap up the bike ride and head on to the bus, I thank you for watching. Thank you for subscribing. And until next time, friends, so long.